Welcome back to your weekly roundup of everything that happened in Zenless Zone Zero, where we will cover everything that you missed inside and outside of the game. By the way, I finally did that Bang Boo Arknights event and bruh, what happened between the last time and now that they decided to actually make a difficult minigame for once? Forget about endgame deadly assault power creep, can we talk about that instead? That's the real power creep. Otherwise though, starting off with the in-game news, of course, the most important thing is that on the 24th of September, the banners for Seed and Trigger will be replaced with the ORPHIE and Magus banner, as well as a rerun for Evelyn. On both of these banners, the featured A ranks are Lucy and Anton. Now, as a reminder, since this is a mid-patch banner change, the different servers will have the banners released at different times globally, with the Asia server getting the banner first, then a few hours later, the Europe server, and then lastly the Americas server. At the same time as the banner update though, there are a few other events. Unfortunately, there's no special agent story for ORPHIE and Magus, but that's fine because I guess technically speaking, we kinda got their story in the 2.2 main story, which includes ORPHIE trauma dumping to Phaethon only for them to have absolutely zero response, and then just walking back to the tent. Brief hot take here from me, but this is why I kinda said that I don't like how the devs were making a big deal about incorporating agent stories into the main story. Instead of getting two really good fleshed out stories, we get two stories sort of Frankenstein into each other. But anyway though, the other new content that we will be getting on the 24th starts with the Enna Into Your Lap login event for 10 Boopons if you log in over a total of 7 days. Another new event to go along with the Tactical Urbal Squad is the Problem Soldier Bootcamp, featuring special combat stages where you don't deal damage through your attacks, but you instead have to fight enemies using different unique methods that involve the environment, such as pushing enemies into laser walls or hitting exploding barrels into them. Also, if you have not yet gone to exchange your daily bottles for the Wish Bottle Adrift event, be sure to do it before the 24th since the event will be going away then. And then on Friday, we of course have our regularly scheduled Shiyu defense reset. This time around, the buff will provide agents on the team a buff that allows them to ignore 10% of the enemy's damage resistance when hitting them if you have an attacker type agent in the squad. This will get doubled to 20% damage resistance ignoring if you have 2 attack agents in the team. And also, when an agent does do an aftershock attack, their crit damage will increase by 60% for 10 seconds. So based on these buffs, it's of course pretty obvious that they want you to use the double attacker composition, and when you look at that, ORPHIE and Magus enable just that type of team by being an off-field support attacker, who consistently throws out aftershocks from off-field. Obviously, this week's buffs and next week's deadly assaults are heavily going to favor ORPHIE and Magus. Now, although pulling the brand new unit will make things easier to clear these endgame modes, they're by no means necessary. But if you are planning on pulling for ORPHIE and Magus and you're still in need of some extra polychrome, why not try using LD Shop? Especially considering you can get top-up options cheaper through LD Shop than you would in-game, with discounts of up to nearly 22% for new users. For example, purchasing an internet membership through LD Shop costs only $3.87 compared to the $5 if you were to purchase it in-game. And topping up is really easy. All you need is your in-game user ID and your server. Once you fill those in, you can click on top up, choose your payment method, and within seconds your order is completed and you can see the rewards in-game. And yes, you can even get the double bonus for first-time top-ups. LD Shop is a trusted and authorized service that is 100% safe and legitimate. Also, if you use my link in the description when you register on LD Shop, you will also get a 5% off coupon to use. And if you spend over $80, you will also gain a VIP membership, which can earn you free internet memberships and regular coupons. Once again, you can check out the description and the pinned comment to start saving with LD Shop. Moving on to social media news. I must say September is a big month for birthdays apparently. Firstly, it was just Yanagi's birthday recently, so hopefully she can take a day off of work for her birthday, as much as she deserves it, though I'm scared to think of the chaos that would ensue without her in charge of Section 6. But later on this week as well, on the 23rd of September, it is going to be Rena's birthday. And also, not as important as the big titty hot woman. In fact, it is somebody who is the complete polar opposite of those. It is going to be my birthday on the 23rd as well. Yippee! So happy birthday to anybody else also who has their birthday in this week. Otherwise, when it comes to some IRL events, if you're in Canada, specifically Toronto, Zenless Zone Zero have announced that they will be at Fest M on October 4th and October 5th. So if you're in the area, you can consider visiting the stall where you can grab some free gift cards as well as buy some cool Zenless Zone Zero merchandise. Next up, there has once again been another recruitment period for Holo Vanguards. If you aren't aware of what that is, Holo Vanguards is a beta test where by completing various missions within this beta test, you can earn polychrome rewards for your main server account. This also serves as a way for the devs to get feedback on the beta to make improvements and adjustments as needed. Do note that signing up is not a guarantee that you will be selected to take part in the tests. Zenless. And also that you do need to be over the age of 18 to be able to sign up because of the associated confidentiality agreement that you will have to complete. Now, as of the time of this video being uploaded, there are only a few hours left actually for the signups, so be sure to act fast if you would like to take part. And then with ORPHIE and Magus coming out in a few days, that also means we have some promotional videos being released for them. Starting with the EP, Fury On, which was released on Friday. And then today and tomorrow we can also expect to see a character teaser as well as a character demo being released on the official Zenless Zone Zero YouTube channel. Meanwhile, the official Twitter account has also revealed ORPHIE's and Magus's Max Mindscape image, which you can see here. Funnily enough as well, for the recommended team compositions as approved by Hoyoverse themselves, all of them involved a full team of limited S ranks, with either Seed and Trigger, Sanbi and Trigger, or Sanbi and Astrial, which isn't really helping the whole argument about you don't need to pull for the limiteds to clear endgame stuff. But to be fair though, this is kind of understandable. When you remember that ORPHIE is meant to be a sort of off-field secondary support attacker, you do need a strong main attacker to actually support in the first place, which 9 times out of 10 is likely going to be a limited S rank. Moving on to the speculation zone, speaking of ORPHIE and Magus, we have some special updates that are pretty relevant to them. Now, we've already had time to look at them in full, technically speaking, as soon as the patch dropped, since we had a chance to play them during the main story. So that means we got to see their kit, as well as their animations. And although first impressions do matter, the ORPHIE and Magus that we will be getting is actually going to be different from when we first had a chance to try her out. This is because she has gone under some certain changes between then and her actual release. This sort of harkens back to last week's video, where I mentioned that in a dev interview, they specifically mentioned trying to work on agents right up until the very last moment, trying to improve and optimize based on any player feedback. Once again, maybe giving more reasons to try and participate in that Hollow Vanguard's test server. Now that being said, the changes are of course firstly that it has been reported that ORPHIE's animations have been adjusted, making them feel a bit more impactful, quote unquote. For example, her chain attack has ORPHIE slam down Magus to create a small explosion instead of just hovering in the air while Magus shoots out a laser. If you'd like to see the changes in action, you can of course see them with the various trial versions of ORPHIE that will be available when her banner launches. Some of the numbers in her kit have also been adjusted, but in a good sense, so ORPHIE has technically undergone some buffs. Specifically on ORPHIE and Magus's EX special attack with higher damage, daze, anomaly buildup, and decibel gain. So she will also be a bit stronger than the versions we saw previously in the story. I hesitate to say that this is a buff because again, technically speaking, since she hasn't come out yet, it's hard to say whether or not this is an increase or decrease because there's nothing really to go off of initially, at least in an official capacity. Now, although this quote-unquote buff does sound great, do be aware that it is entirely possible that the numbers could be adjusted again within these next few days. So take that with a grain of salt. But with only 2 days left, I feel like these should be the final changes. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see what the public opinion will be on the new ORPHIE and Magus. Hopefully, with the improvements to her animations and kit, everyone will be happy with her. I know I myself was a bit disappointed, specifically in that actual chain attack, because of how much it felt like ORPHIE was just there while Magus did everything else. Otherwise though, thank you all for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, liking, commenting, and subscribing is greatly appreciated. So until next time, bye bye!